Right, good evening everybody, and welcome to Inside Line Racing. This is ILR3 on the Xbox side, and there's been an incident straight away, as Jack was pointing out just now to me, but luckily his mic was muted so he didn't hear that, so if you heard a little bit of a gap in between, that was why. So we are at the German Grand Prix today at the Hockenheimring. A very intriguing little circuit actually, lots of interesting corners as well, and we should be in for some good racing. I am Jess, and joining me in the commentary box as per usual is Jack. Hello Jack.
Hi, so yeah, that incident I was talking about, sorry for interrupting your intro, but that was Blazer Guns losing it at turn 3, the left-hander onto the back straight, and I think he just, because it's on medium tyres, and there's not really any need to practice on medium tyres. He seems to be cutting a lot of corners. I think he's underestimating the amount of grip that Ferrari has at the moment, because he just seems to be, he goes onto the grass in some of the corners, and with strict corner cutting, he's going to get a lot of his laps invalidated if he carries on like that.
Yep, he's a one that sometimes makes a lot of mistakes sometimes in qualifying, but does very well in the race. We do have 18 drivers on circuit at the moment. Sam has retired early in the session because he got a quali ban from last week from retiring on track when you're not meant to. So, as he's got a quali ban. Oh, and Blazer Guns just hit into the wall. He's lost his front wing. You have to go into the pits, or you probably have to retire. So, not the best lap at the moment. But I do believe that still puts Smasher Sam still in the lead, as we've seen a few people bottle it already. A lot of invalidated laps. Smasher Sam is still leading the championship with Steerage and Hamilton alongside. And it was nice to see Freyhard also get a podium as well last time, which was brilliant. It was one of his first podiums, and he set the benchmark so far on the medium tyres with a 112.9. Another skip compound track, completely missed the supers tonight, and we just got the ultras, mediums and the softs.
Yeah, I think those, just ignore the 2 laps by the Mercedes guys at the moment. Those are just sheer banker laps. I doubt they've got that's their actual times on the ultra soft. And I see they're both running Niki Lauda tribute helmets, because those are definitely different from what they normally run. I think a lot of people are running. I'm seeing a lot of people with red helmets on today.
Yeah, as
please.
yeah, some of you don't know, Niki Lauda did die on Tuesday, unfortunately, and that's why there's a lot of helmets done, which I think is really good, to be honest. It just shows, I think most people are dedicating their race to them, and I think, Jack, they really want to get a result to pay respects for him, because he had some very good races in that Ferrari, and also a bit in the McLaren as well. So, yes, it's probably going to be an emotional race for some of these guys, but one very crucial one for Steerage if he wants to close up to Sam in the championship. But he has his chance at the moment because Sam has got a quali ban. So, yes, at the moment, ignore the laps at the moment, because they are just banker laps. They're on the medium tyres.
Yeah, sorry for interrupting.
That is.
What the hell was that anyway?
That is fine. As I think I'm just trying to find a few people that are could be on a lap right now. I think Edited 4, another person that did well last week. He's on one. I think no, he's not. He's on ERS mode 0, and I think most of them are probably going back to the pits now. So we got 11 minutes to go, and we got yellow flags everywhere at the moment. But it's probably people slowing down.
Sector 3. Yeah, Sector 3. If you see yellows in Sector 3, it pretty much definitely means
pits.
Oh, ILR Bibbin has had a bit of a spin by the looks of things on the final corner of all places. That's not where you want to spin in either world. If you're starting the lap or finishing a lap, that's just not an ideal place to spin. And you're probably going to get in the way of some other people as well, because you're probably just going to end up spinning on the racing line. I think one of the biggest accidents I've seen there was, I think it was Timo Glock in 2008. Granted, it wasn't his fault. The rear right suspension caved in and he just slewed around and hit the pit wall. Yeah, and that thing that I was saying about earlier, when I went quiet quite suddenly, I thought I heard something but I didn't. That was Street Gamer going wide at the penultimate corner. He just got a wheel in the gravel there, so he's going again. I think he's gone again. He is P3 at the moment, so he's good effort so far from McLaren driver in his second race, I believe.
Yes, it was his second race. He did make his ILR debut last week. He had a good qualifying, and he was trying to make up some places in the race as well. So he could be a force to be reckoned with if he gets up high up in the standings so far. But we're going to wait for the last 5 minutes or so before we see the true laps go in. And it looks like, I think it could be a dry race by the sounds of it, because otherwise there'll be quite a lot of people on the Ultras right now. But they probably might surprise us. We got Steerage and Hamilton, who set their best lap time on the Ultras, if I look to best. So, yeah, could it be a wet start? I don't know, but I will check with these guys on what the weather is like. But I will check the chat, actually, because usually they complain if it's wet weather. So, yeah, as we haven't got that long to go at this championship. We've got about 5 or 4 rounds left. It's going to be really feisty.
Wait, let me think. I think it comes... F1 2019 comes out on the Austrian Grand Prix weekend, which is 5 weeks away from this week. So I would have thought 5... Actually, no.
Yeah, we've got 4
rounds, not including this one. So yeah, another 5 rounds.
So we've got Germany, we've got Italy, we've got USA, we've got Japan, and we've got Brazil left. How do I remember that? I don't know. But yes, I know my calendar quite well. So 9 minutes to go. Freyhard's still on pole position. And we got 4 people who have not meant to set a lap time, not set a lap time. And I've seen some pretty intriguing overtakes in the hairpin. And as you can see here, in towards turn 5 and 6, we could see a lot there as well. And potentially the next DRS straight in turns 2 and 3 as well. And potentially turn 9 and 10 as well if we're lucky. So I think Germany is known for pretty much most of its overtakes. And we did see Vettel bottle it in the last year's Grand Prix. We don't want to see much balls in that corner, I must say. But yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. I think the times are pretty close already so far. So we'll just have to find out. Callum has gone on, I think, on the softs at the moment. So a mixture of tyres so far.
Yeah, Hamilton trying to set a lap on the medium tyre at the moment, which will next year become hard tyre because there is only 3 colours available. He's just going past Mercedes Grandstand now. I haven't really been on board all that much. I went on board with him on the back straight as Jack RT getting out the way in the Renault. Another new driver from what I know. I wasn't here last week, so about that. And from what I've seen, a lot of drivers, the ballast seems to be so high because I've seen so many people's back ends just snaking about all over the curbs, just pretty much constantly. And that's one thing I'm sort of happy is getting fixed for the next game because you can't actually change the ballast, which is I'm thankful for.
Yeah, me too, because I'm usually not very good when it comes to the game in what ballast I get to choose, but usually around about 7 and 8 is pretty good, and if they run higher in Germany, they're going to struggle, so that's probably why a lot of people are losing the back end, I think, so they need to watch out, but I could expect in the last race people be a little bit more adventurous, because they won't be allowed to play with the ballast in the new game, so, but it does depend if we have a championship fight on our hands in Brazil, which we probably will if it's getting close like this.
Yeah, actually, Hamilton's double lapping. He's gone straight on to another fly, so he's obviously not very happy with that lap he did. I would have thought most people would have done a lap on the softs by the end, because the mediums aren't going to be very good starting tyres. Normally the hards aren't. Normally for the start you want to be on the middle compound, because the ultras will just overheat really quickly and they'll be useless by the time lap 5 comes around. And the mediums, they'll just take so long to warm up. When they finally do warm up, those on the softs have already pulled out a decent gap. So ideally, you do want to be starting on the middle compound. Yeah,
which is a soft tyre, which I think most of the races I've seen in the German Grand Prix, the soft to medium strategy is the winning strategy. Whoever starts on the softs and ends on the mediums, they go on to win the race, really. And not necessarily from pole. I think quite a few people who don't need to get good results, they want to gamble and go on the ultra softs, but again, they don't last very long at all, like you said. So I think mediums is good if you are in a collision. So if we see a few people in collisions in lap 1, lap 2, they'll probably go on to mediums for a little bit and then go on to the softs towards the end, just to set a few faster laps and try and catch up. And
Steerage just invalidated. He's had to back out of that lap. He's on mediums, so he'll probably be able to go again pretty much straight away. The column says he's on ultras.
That's his best.
But I think I'm on best. Yeah, I thought as much. Yes. I'll go back to fitted so I know what's what.
Yeah, so edited form, the only person who's going out, who's on the side of the ultras, and yeah, Steerage is going into the pits there. as he goes. I think probably going to fit a set of softs on, I think. I think the main reason why Steerage did well last week was because I think the alternate strategy as well, which kind of worked. Some tracks can work with alternate strategy, some tracks can't, but you're almost certain that Germany gets quite hot very quickly in tyre wear, which I found out yesterday, as Freyhard is on his out lap at the moment. Jason, is he on a lap? He is running out of fuel.
Yeah, he is.
So he'll probably have to make it, he probably has to get this lap done quickly, because otherwise he's probably going to end up retiring if he runs out a bit of fuel. Or he might get a little bit of lean mixture to get in his in lap. But he's third at the moment though, so pretty good, but again not representative at the moment, as Rampage is going for a bit of a gamble. He's going to go on the ultra softs. Well, he set his best lap time on the ultras, which is a bit surprising there, but Jason comes across the line. What time is he going to... No, he's not.
He hasn't got enough fuel to get around for the in lap, I don't think. He's had to box.
Yeah,
he had a bit of a mistake going into penultimate corner. He just snatched left front a little bit, and that's, I think, when he realised, yeah, there's no point completing his lap. I think I'm not going to improve anyway. I mean, he had already done a lap on those mediums, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, he's 2 laps old. And WR Peanut, it seems to be doing a bit of a race sim at the moment. Those mediums are 5 laps old, so not too sure what his strat is, but it's going to be an inventive one, whatever it is.
yeah, that is a bit intriguing to say the least from WR Peanut, as maybe he's not worried, he's more concentrating on the race, but if you start in the top 10, you've got to start on the tyres you qualified on, and if it's a set of mediums, the mediums are probably you have to pit earlier, even though they last longer than the soft, so probably a little bit of a gamble from Peanut doing that, but he's probably going to try and get the feel of the track. Maybe he's over-fueled it, probably, and I don't know, we'll just have to find out as he goes into the pit lane. Yes, he does, as I think is he a new driver? I think he is, because I haven't seen him last week, so I think he's new. Yes, he is new. So welcome, another welcome to him to the league. I think he's a full-time driver, so yeah, it's good to have him on board, because obviously we have no reserves, of course. Joker's going on a lap as well on his out lap. Callum is just gone past. I really need to get my track map up, because I'm losing the corners here. Approaching turn 9 and 10. Ready to either start a flyer or on the middle of his flyer. I can't quite distinguish what it is, but it looks like he's on a flyer at the moment as he goes to past the DHL sign of turn 12. Yeah, it is turn 12. A little bit of a lock up there, so he's going to try and gain more momentum here. It's looking quite quick, but he is lagging for me at some places, so I wonder if his internet connection is playing up, but let's just see. It's a 112.1. That puts him on pole at the moment on the soft, so
good lap.
That is a good lap at this stage.
That is a really good lap.
The track will start to evolve though, so we could see improvement on the time, and Callum is happy with that, so he's retiring, so pretty much Hamilton really needs to pull this up the bag, as yeah, everyone is on the soft tyres apart from AJH right now, and I don't think AJH is going out for a lap, so yeah, looks like the top 10 are going to go soft to mediums. They must be reading our minds.
Yeah, I'm surprised everybody's done a lap on softs. I knew it was going to be either softs or mediums. I didn't think it would be the whole field. There's not even like one outlier. I mean, AJH and Smash Sam. AJH left for some reason. I'm not too sure why. And Smash Sam has got the quali ban, of course. Just to confirm, he did get the quali ban for retiring on track last week in Silverstone. Epic's getting a bit ambitious in tyre warming there. Had a bit of a half spin. Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, as I think it's probably going to be invalidated lap, I think. And it's not even a lap at all. It's a 125.6. So he'll have time to go on for another lap, I think. So he's got one more chance. He's on a set of no, he's not. He's on a set of the soft. So he can find a second in now or two. We'll have to wait and see. We have seen people do 110s, but I don't believe them, because I think it's during time trials. So, and it's on a set of ultras. Yeah. And time trial and multiplayer racing is a completely different kettle of fish, because obviously time trial doesn't have the tyre caress as they did in the multiplayer. So we probably could see more 111s and more 112s, but probably no 110s unless they're really fast. As Street
Street Gamer.
He's out.
Fourth place.
Yeah, no, he's not out, but he's in 4th place and he's had a very good lap. I think Edited Fawn has just gone into P5. You'll have time to set one more lap. I think Jason has just gone past. Yes, he's just gone past the final corner. He's starting his final lap.
Hamilton is going to come across now as well. Hamilton's coming through the final corner. He's had a pretty good lap so far.
I will have a look at ILT Hamilton. He is third in the championship right now.
Oh.
Ooh.
Invalidated.
Invalidated, wow.
He's going to have to go again.
And that's not going to be good for his tyres, I must say, if he wants to make his softs last. But steerage is right at the back at the moment, but he's probably going to go into party mode knowing him. Or he might want to go for free choice of tyres. We'll find out as he's gone. Yes, he's going into set 2 now. But is anyone about to finish the lap? That's the most important thing, as Joker is anyway. As he's in 6th. Hamilton's probably in a similar... No, yeah. Ninja Nuke, I think Ninja Nuke's slowing down. He's not going to improve on his lap. Peanut, P8, not bad from him. Edited Form's about to cross the final corner. And steerage as well. What can steerage set? His pole position, 111.9. What can Edited Form do? He can manage 4th. That is pretty good from him. I think the only person that can get a lap in is Hamilton.
Jason.
What? On the pad as well, Jack. 111.7. That's... not a shabby lap. Hamilton's the only person that can do it. Can he beat Jason's lap time for 111.7? No, he can't. 1/10 of a second difference. So...
And there's the... he does it on a pad. He does it on a pad.
This was his... This was his first race last season, and I do believe he won it. So, he did say to me last week... I think he did, I can't remember. I will check the standings from last season, but I do recall he did really well last season and he's hoping to get a good result this season. He either won or got a podium anyway. One of the two. Won't most likely get him a podium anyway, so not really that surprised to see him up there. He's looking very strong at the moment and this could be a good race for him. So, well done, Jason.
I wasn't expecting that. It just shows... how much practice Jason's put in, because
yeah,
I really wasn't expecting that, because it sort of came out of nowhere. The pad, you're able to sort of really throw the car at the corners a lot more than you are on a steering wheel, because a lot of the time on the steering wheel you're either the front will slide too much or the rears will get away from you, but that pad turns out to be really good around Hockenheim.
And yeah, if you believe it or not, Jack, yes, Jason did win last season. I did check the standings, so it was his 3rd race, and he won his first win in Germany. So he's looking strong. Anyway, let's go through the standings. We've got Jason, Hamilton, Steerage, Callum, Epics, Rampage, Edited Form, Street Gamer, Joker, and Ninja Nuke rounding up your top 10. And we've got Peanut, Bibbin, Freyhard, Vanquisher, Jack, Blazer Guns, and then Smasher Sam not saying a lap time due to his quali ban. So. I'm going to go out on a limb here. I think Jason could get potential podium, potential win. I don't know. But we'll have to wait and see. You've put a lot of practice in. So I'm going to take a bit of a gamble. And I'm going to say Jason's going to win. I'm probably going to jinx it.
On that start, though, because turn one is usually chaos. Because of how fast you're going through it. How little room there is for error, how easy it is to cut a corner. I remember I've actually seen people get disqualified around here before because of how many track extensions and corner cuts they've got. But then again, the system on this game is just extremely inconsistent. And you can take the exact same line through certain corners in the exact same way. 2 laps in a row, 1 lap you'll get a warning, 1 lap you won't. It's just completely random sometimes.
Yeah, it is kind of random in the penalty system on which tracks get a penalty and which doesn't. I did see a lot of penalties last night in the one I was commentating in. So, formation lap, quite an overcast day today, so very intriguing stuff. Still not sure about the weather, so I think it's going to stay as it is. And we've got Freyhard, Languisher, Blazer Guns, and Smasher Sam all on the 7 mediums. And we've got Rampage on the Ultra Softs. Everybody else is on the softs, but to be honest, Jack, I'm not really that surprised. But Rampage on the Ultras, he's going to probably have to pit really early if he wants to get a good lap.
As well, sorry. Who won the Supercharged last week?
I can't remember. I literally can't remember. I think it might have been. It might. I don't know. I really don't know. But I did remember last week. Steerage would have told me off if I didn't. Remember. So I will.
Splash Sam's got a great shout of it.
Yeah, I will watch the stream back again and see. But it might have been. I think it might have been edited form or Rampage. I can't remember, but yeah, it's been a week. I can't remember. I should write these down really, but I keep forgetting. So yeah, so usually most of the time in Germany, the person who gets pole usually doesn't win the race. So Hamilton.
Yeah, I need to do a quick battery change.
Yeah, on his mics. I think Jack's mic is starting to die. So I will talk through the first bit of the lap until he gets back, as all the guys are about to go into the grid slots, as Epics and Rampage have been disqualified from the session already, as I think they probably might have collided into each other, I think, to be honest. I'm not really that surprised, to be honest. But yeah, everyone is going on
for a battery change.
Oh, that was good timing. That was good timing. So we're about to get underway with the 5 red lights. We are halfway in this championship. Who is going to win this race? We've got Jason on pole on the right-hand side of your screen. Hamilton on the left. We've got 5 red lights here in Germany. And we are underway. And it looks like a pretty decent start from Hamilton, as he got a much better line into turn 1, as Jason's already falling off already. I probably jinxed him a little bit there. 3 wide into the straight towards turn 2. It's going to be very, very tight to get a better exit. It was almost a bit of touch from Callum G and steerage by the looks of things. We already say a bit of debris already on the track, as we've seen. I think one of the McLaren's lagging ever so slightly. But yes, Hamilton got the better jump. He was on the inside line, so that helped him a little bit. So that's Hamilton first. Steerage is trying to get the run on Callum there, and Jason is going to try and do he's already dropping back already, as we got Rampage just getting past Street Gamer as well. Oh, look at this midfield battle. They got to be more cautious going into turn 1, because otherwise there'll be loads of incidents that are happening, and we're starting to see some already.
Oh, what a move from Edited Form. That was a fantastic move. We just saw that the McLaren and Williams got together a bit in the Mercedes grandstand turn, and there is a Gargon went spearing off in the background there. There's a Force India spinning off. 2 Haas and a Force India came together. That is a big accident. I think that's about a 5-car accident right there.
Oh, that was Ninja Nuke, Ninja Nuke, Freyhard. Oh my word. As I did miss that on the stream, unfortunately, as I was following someone else. But boy, I think that looked nasty. They'll probably have to go into the pits, I think, which won't look good for the Force India crew if they want to get some points. As yeah, Blazer Gun's pitting, Freyhard is pitting. I think Ninja Nuke will be pitting as well. And unfortunately, I don't think AJH has ever made it to the start of the race. So steerage is going to make a move into the hairpin.
Into turn 4. Yeah, I think he's got it. I don't think there will be many outside moves around here, and he actually gets a big drive off of turn 4 as well. It's a good overtake from steerage. It's simple but effective. And yeah, I think Jason on the start, he released the clutch a bit too early, but he didn't move off of his grid spot, so it didn't count as a jump start. But then again, that's one of the worst jump starts you get, where you have to stop again, put the clutches back in, and then release for the second time, because you haven't got momentum. You've lost all your momentum that you had from your initial start, and you've got to sort of set yourself back up again. And he just didn't get away. Almost. I thought he was going to go around the outside of both Hamilton and Callum G into turn 2, but it just didn't happen. I think then the other McLaren of Street Gamer went a bit too deep and smacked into the Red Bull side pod. Jason hopefully can put on a bit of a recovery and get past the McLaren that got him initially at the start. Callum got a bit of a snake on there. He could have a chance at turn 4, because the DRS is activated on this lap.
Yes, and we're almost seeing a full-way battle for P8, as I think Joker went a little bit wider. He may be asked to get the position back, but Peanut is right behind him at the moment, going towards turn 3 and 4 and going into the DRS straight then. So looking at the Supercharger award, and edited
Fawn fast Rampage. Another simple move. That DRS is so powerful down the back straight.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, and Smasher Sam got the Supercharged Award. It was expected, but he's done it, so well done. Well done to the Sauber. Great effort.
So that smashes Sam's first Supercharged Award, I think, because he's mainly started from the front. So if he was looking for some glory, he was going to get the Superchargers. Peanut makes way past Joker. What a good move there. He's up into P7. So both the Sauber boys doing well. That's going to look good in the constructors. Jason clawing back. We've got Jack that's made its way past Vanquisher for 11th, as they still managed to keep on the circuit after some issues earlier on as well. And Hamilton's already starting to pull away from steerage. So Hamilton looks like he's getting stronger, and they want to get Mercedes 1-2 because they were hoping to get it in Britain and they didn't get it. And I think they want to get it here today, so we'll have to find out. If we got our first time penalty, Jack has got a 3-second time penalty. I think it was for multiple corner cuts, as I think Jason's right behind Callum soon. He could go for a move potentially.
He's got no battery though. He's got absolutely no battery. He went down to about 2% and on the back straight, and you could hear the revs just fall off as soon as he ran out. So he's going to have to do some recharging before he has to have a go at that McLaren, because that McLaren has got plenty of battery available. And that McLaren is actually sticking quite well to the back of the Mercedes in front. He's not falling away at any rate, and steerage is actually catching Hamilton by quite a lot. He gained about 0.3 in that one sector, so I don't think Hamilton's on the pace completely at the moment. It may be just a bit of team play, because they are in a party together, they are in the same team, so it's just common sense really. Yellow's in sector 2 and 3, is that anything? Yes it is, Jack RT's round.
Oh, Jack RT, let's just go quickly on board with him, as I didn't quite see that unfortunately, but he's slowing down a bit, so looked like he lost a bit of his front wing, which is he lost his front right, I think. Yes, it did.
Just lost his race.
And he disconnected, and he's out.
Yeah, he did the...
I think he had enough.
Yeah, he just had enough. Sometimes you do get like that, but...
I don't think you're meant to do that, though. I think you're meant to go into the pits and retire if you want to retire. So...
Yeah, that is more the etiquette of what he's supposed to do, so I don't know what the stewards are going to be like with that, but because it's in the... It's more of a trouble in the quali, because that causes yellow flags, and that makes you slow down. You could get a penalty if you don't, and you could get in the way of somebody else's lap. It's not too bad in the race, because normally the AIs, for some reason, they just pull straight off in the race. In quali, they sort of hang around and mooch about and get it in your way. So hopefully his AI is smart enough and doesn't get in anybody's way. That's not a very good day for Renault.
I think it does depend on your situation, because if Jack didn't have anyone behind him or in front of him, it would have been fine to retire like that. But if there was a lot of people in front, then it could have been a situation where it was a ghost and it could have caused the safety car. So yeah, that might cost him a little bit there, as Rampage is in the pits for his...
He's got a great chance.
Yes, he did. He's
only
5 tenths
behind his teammate, and he's got DRS. Is he going to have a go? I think Hamilton's not going to put up much of a fight. There's not much point. They are teammates. They don't want to hold each other up and maybe fall into the McLaren or the Red Bull. The Red Bull's starting to fall behind a bit, but I think that's because he's trying to save his battery. And I think, was that Hamilton nudging steerage a bit there? Might have lost a bit of his front wing. I'm not sure. Hopefully not, because that'll rob us of a good battle. And if he has, that's going to put Hamilton at risk of getting caught by the McLaren behind.
Yes, as Callum is around about 4 tenths behind Hamilton, so he could catch up. And don't forget, we've got Jason on the back of this battle as well, so if any of the top 3 make a mistake, Jason can really come back into play and possibly regain the lead of this Grand Prix. What a shame for Jason, he didn't get that much of a start. Usually my commentators, Curtis, usually come on this track, so not really that surprised. And I think Smasher Sam is doing well on the medium tyres. He's up into 8th. He's going to get past Joker possibly really soon, on going towards the first turn coming up soon as well. He's not going to make the move yet, but he might get the move on the DRS as Peanut gets a 3-second penalty.
That was a big extend. I was going cycling through and I just caught his Sauber go probably a good 5 meters off the exit curb. I mean, I'm not surprised he got on a penalty for that. I thought he'd got a warning even if it wasn't on strict. That was ambitious. Joker's doing a bit of weaving to keep Smasher Sam behind him, but as long as he doesn't completely block him off, it's legal. Joker goes to the inside. Smasher's trying to launch it up the outside, and he's going to get a switchback on the Williams. No contact, that's great, because Joker's on the soft tyre, he is going to get much better drive out of that turn 4. Through turn 5, no moves here, it's completely flat out. Into turn 6, is he going to try and send one? He's going to have a look. Joker locks up, he goes wide, that should be a place for the Force India, unless Joker comes back in turn 7 and he tries, but I don't think he's got enough momentum.
Nope, he's not, but it's been some clean battling these last few turns between Sam and Joker, so good stuff on them. It was keeping it very clean, and Joker and Sam knew when to move and not to make any collisions and stuff like that, so we haven't seen much battling from Sam from the midfield really, so he's got a few tastes of that, and Jason has got his first penalty, so that's him up to 3 seconds, probably coming up to a penalty central here, but yes, going back to the battle for the front, Callum is now 5 turns behind Hamilton, and what happened?
Vaughan's gone, he's way off onto the grass, way off onto the grass.
Ooh. That is not good for ILR3. That was a little bit of a spin there, as he's trying to move out of the way.
Yeah,
he's got to be
down
careful.
to P11 because Vanquish is coming down the straight at a big rate of knots. He might catch him before turn 4. Fawn didn't hit any wall, so he hasn't got any chassis damage. But he is going to have quite a bit of tyre damage because they did slide quite a long way across the tarmac, and he's going to have a lot of dirt on those tyres as well, so he's going to have to clean those off. They may be still viable for a few laps yet, but he's shortened the life of those by quite a bit by doing that.
Yeah, I think because usually the tyres on the softs usually last about a lap, between lap 14 to 18. It's probably going to last less than that now with due to that spin that ILR3 has. So what a shame at the moment. So he's probably going to save his tyres a little bit, possibly go onto the lean mixture and then push it again when it's time to go into the pit. So he's now 4 tenths behind his next rival Epics, and Vanquisher is still right behind him, as well as Freyhard lost another position. He's down in 16th at the moment, so he is having a trouble race. So far we lost two people technically. Hopefully we won't lose any more, but most people are keeping it clean. Some great battles there, and I wonder if the mediums might start to come into his own pretty soon in about 3 or 4 laps. Could be Sam's advantage here, as Bibbin's just made his way past Joker once again, as Joker's going to get the outside line on Bibbin. Can Bibbin make the switch back? Look, let's see that as we go towards turn 8 and 9. They're going side by side, they're touching each other. They got to be careful, otherwise they will do like that and they almost been forced off the circuit. So that's probably lost a little bit of time for Joker, I think, on that lap, as Bibbin already starting to pull away. And another penalty from Blazer Guns there, so that's probably down to around about 9 seconds. He's not really having a good race, is he? But yeah, as Bibbin's having a good race, he's up into P7. So and he's doing very well to challenge Joker behind as well. So good job.
Yeah, better drive from Toro Rosso from what we've seen in the first few races, because he did not have the best run of luck. But the last couple of races, commentator's curse, he did have quite a couple of good races. I think he got points in Austria. I wasn't here in Silverstone. I'm not too sure if he got points or not. But here, it was borderline with Joker, his battle. But he did have the racing line. It was legal. He didn't push him off to the point where he spun. He just gave him a little bit of a nudge and he got past. I mean, he did take a bit of grass as to not hit him. So it's all fair dues. Joker tried to launch up the inside. Bibbin does give him space, but because it's on the outside line, he's got more momentum. Get a better launch. Joker's in the slipstream. He's not going to have to get much closer than that. Desync is a thing in this game. He's going to have to remember that. He can't get that close without any incidents. Yellow sector 3.
And are we on sector 3 right
Blazer
now?
Guns has had a spin.
Oh no, we're not on sector 2. My bad. As yeah, Blazer Guns, and he's going into the pits. I think he was trying to go into the pits, but didn't quite work out. So yeah, he's only been on the tyres for 8 laps. Oh, and he's out of the race. So he's done the right thing. He's waited till he went into the pits to retire, so I think that's what you're meant to do, and that's what he did. So what a shame for him. It could have been a good race for him, but he's got to focus on the next race, as Joker's still behind Bibbin. Hamilton's really closing up to steerage still, but not quite enough, because he was 5 tenths back earlier. He's still 5 tenths back now, as ILR3 is going into the pits a lap earlier than planned, which is not what he would have hoped for.
Having to give room for each other. They're not attacking each other because they're trying to get away from that McLaren behind, because that McLaren has got a lot of pace at the moment. And if they make the smallest mistake, you can bet the McLaren and probably the Red Bull as well are going to try and capitalise on that immediately. So, one, they've got to try and work as a team to stay ahead of these two, and two, just try and not hit each other as Hamilton goes a bit wide there. Callum G has got a lot of battery compared to Jason and Hamilton, so if I was in a car right now, I'd probably want to be in that McLaren.
Yeah, he's doing well in P3, I've got to say, so far. He's had a pretty decent results already in this league, and if he keeps it up, he could potentially get P4 and 5 in the championship, which is what you really want at this stage. It is a line-only tier after all, and whatever position you finish in the top 5, it will still be a good one as well, as we could potentially see a lot more tiers next season in Season 6 for the new game. So obviously the new game always brings a lot of new drivers anyway, so they really got to make it count here, as Hamilton still on the back of Steerage. He's going to get DRS, but he's staying right behind him, but he did close up a little bit. We got Callum in the fight, and we got Jason as well. So a four-way battle for the lead pretty much. Jason, I don't think is going to be further enough to make the move on Callum.
Joker and Bibbin again. They're still going for it.
Whoa!
On the inside of Joker into turn 4. Joker locks up. I think Bibbin was going to try and slot back in behind him, and he got caught out by the Williams locking up. Almost lost a bit of his front wing, but he's going to try and stick it on the inside into turn 5. He lets him go. That wasn't the smartest move. That's a good decision from Bibbin, because they've gone through turn 5 a lot of times. Their luck is bound to run out soon, and they are going to come together in a minute. I think we saw a big coming together last season, from what I can remember, through turn 5. But yeah. Those two are having a great battle.
They are. It's good. It's good to see them running race to race, and we haven't seen that much dirty instance in the last few races in as much as we have thought, which is good to see. They're keeping it clean, they're keeping it together, and they're respecting each other as racers, which is really good. As Peanut has got a time penalty, and Hamilton.
What I'm looking at is the loss of Callum G's DRS. He's not in the DRS zone anymore, and that's going to open him up.
And look at Jason.
The Red Bull behind of Jason, because he is much closer than he was before. But now these two are battling, so Callum G is probably going to catch right back up to them. Steerage still in front of Hamilton, but they're seeing, he's fallen back a bit. We can have a bit of a battle. No, I wouldn't do that, lads, because you don't really realise how much time you're losing when you're battling somebody at points.
Yeah, because Callum and Jason can catch right up, and that might cost the lead of this race, and they will probably go into the pits next, one of them anyway, as Hamilton has just done just that. So you played my cards right, and so is Callum, and so is Jason, and Jason almost sped in the pit lane. That was close. He slows down just enough to not get a penalty, which is a relief. It almost gave me a heart attack, as that was a very decent pit stop from Jason.
Is Jason going to get out in front? No, they're going to ghost into each other. That's not wise from the game.
No, that is not. As Callum G had a good pit stop as well. Jason's going to come across some traffic, so that's going to get
Joker's
Callum.
going to get in the middle of them.
And so is Bibbin. Jason's losing a bit of time. I think Callum had the better pit stop, I think, because he was caught in less traffic. That was close from Jason and Bibbin there, but I wonder what will Bibbin do at this situation, because he'll have to pit soon anyway, and he knows he's not going to get the position, so is he going to let him through? Yes, he does. Quite comfortable. Actually, no, he's going to get the switchback on the outside into, he's going to be tight. I wouldn't be fighting if you were on used tyres.
Oh my days, that was close.
That was
so close. I was on board with Bibbin then, and any other position, they would have hit each other then. Jason squeezed him right up against the curb, and if Bibbin had gotten loose, they would have both clattered into the wall. Jason stays ahead, Callum G stays ahead of Joker, and these two are really going to spice it up. This is going to let Hamilton get away an absolute treat, but Steerage, who's come this lap, I'm not too sure where he's going to come out in relation to Hamilton.
I will go forward.
Because
Steerage is about to come out. Hamilton's just going past turn 1. Yes,
He's way
Steerage is ahead of him by around about 2.2.
AI is not helping.
No, it's not. So we need to... Oh, and we lost another person. We lost 2, I think. Freyhard and Street Gamer. And we got a yellow flag in sector 3.
I'm going to try and find where that is. That is going to be...
Probably Ninja Nuke, maybe? I don't know. I can't...
Yeah, I didn't see his car, but so it must have binned it in a really odd place. But, yeah. I'm not actually too sure where he crashed. I'll get him to tell me in a minute, but Smasher Sam, I'm starting P17. I know he hasn't pitted, but he's leading.
Yeah, that is amazing stuff from Smasher Sam, as I think in that pit stop, Steerage has gained more time on Hamilton as they in the undercut more than when they were battling. So yeah, that just goes to show how powerful the undercut is, or the overcut, or whatever it is, in Germany is already, and that really helped Steerage in the pit stops. They probably change every week on who's going to go into the pits first, or they do it based on position. I don't know. But we got another soft runner into the pits. Pretty much, I think the rest of the other soft runners are going into the pits now, which is Peanut, Bibbin, and Epix. It'll be interesting to see where they come about. But it's going to put less pressure on Jason now, as he's going to have less traffic to deal with. And he'll be relieved about that, as he's trying to catch up to Callum G in the McLaren.
That is, I think, Sam, he might stay out just long enough for, I don't know, is he going to try and hold up Steerage a bit and sort of try and ruin his tyres? Because these tyres are going to be quite worn. I'm not too sure how worn. How long have they had them on? 2 laps, so not very long at all. So they're going to be around 4 or 5 laps old once Smash Sam pits. Would have thought he would have pit on lap 20. 20 laps on mediums, 14 laps on soft. Sounds about right. So he's going to have fresher and softer rubber for the last bit of the race. So he's probably going to be going second and a half quicker for the rest of the race. So is he going to be able to catch back up to the front runners? I'm not sure. But Callum G and Jason are starting to get very close together, and I think Callum G is starting to catch the Mercedes back up again.
Yes, as he's on newer tyres. Oh, actually, they're on the same tyres as Hamilton, but Steerage is probably going to gain more of an advantage due to the tyre life, as they probably might struggle towards the end, whereas Steerage can hold a fight up front. And if it stays like this, Steerage could get his 3rd win in a row, which would help close up to Smasher Sam in the championship, as Peanut has got another penalty, as his day has gone from bad to worse. Well, he's 7th for the moment, but he could possibly not get the points. But Jason is all over the back of Callum. Oh, that's close again from Jason.
Thought he was going to lose his wing then.
I thought he was going to lose his wing too as well, but luckily it was, he broke just at the right time there, and he was able to keep it together. That there were some close moments between Jason and Callum already this race, but they seem to respect each other, so that is good. As Callum G, they both go past turn 11 and then turn 12, as Peanut just went past Rampage in, my word, as Jason I think hit the back of Callum. Oh, hopefully that's not any front wing changes needed, because I will have a look at Callum G actually, because it probably might have affected him the most.
I don't think there was contact.
No, it might have been a bit.
Carbon fibre fling off to the right as it would have.
It might have been a bit of desync then, probably, which is quite common in this game. As Epix gets another penalty, and like you said earlier, yeah, don't get too close, because otherwise you're going to see accidents like that happen already. And that's going to give more. That's going to give more chance for the two Mercedes to pull away from.
Here comes Jason.
Battling. Jason is going in onto the outside. Is he going to make it this time? He easily gets it done there, but can Callum get the switch back on the outside? No, he can't. He's safe behind, as Jason is in 4th place right now, and he's 2.1 seconds behind the two Mercedes. Callum is still gaining though, so it's not over yet, as Jason's on really low ERS, whereas Callum has got a lot of ERS to play, but he's on about 57%, so that is why Callum is charging right now. And Jason needs to really defend for his life here and save as much of his ERS as possible.
Yeah. If I were these two, if I saw somebody going for overtake, honestly, I would just let them, because You're not going to gain any more positions. You're not going to get close to the Mercedes by battling. It's just not going to happen. Smash Sam pits 2 laps earlier than I thought he was going to. That's interesting. So he's going to be on soft tyres for the rest of the race in the next 16 laps. Yeah, it's doable. Definitely doable, now I think about it. So Jason is actually gaining. He was around 2.1 when he did the overtake. Now he's 1.5. Callum G's got DRS. Is he going to go for a move? He's not got any ERS on, and he doesn't. He does lift off. So he does just want to catch up to the Mercedes in front. And he's going to let Jason do all donkey work, and he's just going to get his toe.
Yeah, so I think, yeah, that's what he's doing. He's going to try and see if he can hold on to Jason, let Jason catch up, and then Callum can make the move and capitalise, which is a good strategy, I think, in himself for Callum. So he could be the dark horse. I did say he might be the dark horse, and I was right, as Steerage is already falling away from Hamilton. 2.3 seconds separate between them. But apart from the battle we're seeing for P3, not much battling happening elsewhere. Joker is almost in DRS range of Vanquisher, so we could see a battle brewing soon for them. But apart from that, they're all pretty stacked. Was it not stacked? A bit far apart at the moment. So most of them are pretty much running their own race at the moment. So mainly concentrate on the top 4 at the moment as they try to close up. Jason's about 1.3 behind the Mercedes. He's catching quite quickly.
Bibbid and Joker have also been split apart, and we've seen this sort of a ILR3 trend. Normally the rest of the field calms down, and most of the action happens with the leaders, and that's pretty much opposite to regular Formula 1. I'm not too sure how it happens, but it does.
Yeah, it does. I mean, it's just like crazy. It's just like the top 4 always have a battle for the lead and the win, and then the rest of them just follow suit. But it is better than last season, Jack, because it's always been Steerage and Hamilton battling for race victories, and then it's everyone else way behind, like 5 seconds down the road. So it's nice to see other people fight it out as well. And with Smasher Sam on those soft tyres now, he's going to try his best to catch up. Hopefully he could gain a second a lap here. It's around about 7.8 seconds. So it's going to be almighty close between Smasher Sam and his last lap. If his tyres are probably going to die more than the others, and Sam's got a time penalty. So that is not how you do it, Sam, if you want to try and catch up.
He is catching him quickly, to be fair, and Jason is also in DRS of Hamilton. So Hamilton, if he's not careful, is actually in risk of falling to P4 if he loses his momentum, which isn't going to be a good story for what he wants to be a good weekend for him if he wants to get back in that championship fight straight away. Smasher Sam is still going to get 10 points at this rate because he's still quite far ahead of WRP now. He's got a lot of penalties anyway. So he's comfortably in P5 at the moment. He's starting to catch Callum G. He's on softer and fresher rubber. Jason's starting to catch Hamilton in front of him in P2. I think Jason might have 1 penalty, but I don't actually think Callum has any. I'll go check.
No, I don't. I don't think he does. I didn't see Callum get any penalties on my screen, and Sam last week didn't get any warnings or penalties. This week he's got 1. So yeah, and he did say in the interviews though that Germany he is one of those tracks where he kind of gets a lot of penalties anyway. So he needs. I think it was.
Yeah, it is quite a penalty-heavy track. In fairness, I mean, turn 1. If you haven't got a good setup and you have to take a dodgy line through there, you can probably guarantee you're going to get a warning every lap almost. And Jason has got DRS of Hamilton. Hamilton goes the inside, but I think he lifts off just a bit because he is going to run out of ERS if he's not careful. He is right under the rear wing of that Mercedes at the moment. Hamilton's going to have to be really careful. And also, update on penalties. Steerage has none, Hamilton has none, Jason has 1, Callum has none. So the only one in the top 4 who has penalty is Jason. And even then, it's not very many at all.
No, and this rate, Callum will get P3, which will be his best result of the season, which will be good for him, and good points for McLaren there. So Jason really needs to pull away from Callum if he wants to keep that podium, but I think probably, unfortunately, that's not going to be possible right now. We've got a yellow flag in sets 3, and Ninja Nuke is out. I didn't see what happened, but That's
go
what.
on board with
No, we
Joker
can't.
just to see where his car is.
Oh, let's just go on board. That was sector 3, I think.
Again, I'm not. Yeah, it was. He's just going through
Can we see his
Sackturd
car?
now.
I can't see his car at all.
They just despawn the car now because you can't see where people wreck. There's no.
Oh,
Yeah, I
wait.
can't see it.
I thought I did, but... Oh, he's left the session, so that probably won't help anyway. I thought I did see his car, but obviously not. This is something I really want to see in the F1 2019 game, is follow a car that's retired for about 5 or 10 seconds, at least, not 2. Because at least we can actually see how they retired. Because it was like this in the 2017 game. I don't know why they took it down in this game, because it would have been handy finding out how they retired. But hey ho, as Jason still right at the back of Hamilton. But if Jason doesn't get a move on, it could be Callum's position soon. But Callum will probably have Jeff telling in his ears that Jason's got a penalty. So that's probably why Callum isn't challenging very much. And he can save a little bit of his ERS and his fuel.
Yeah, I'm also thinking if Jason puts Hamilton under enough pressure, that's going to cause Hamilton to extend as well. And if he gets a penalty, Callum has opportunity for P2, which isn't out of the question. And Jason just gets such better runs through the first sector than compared to Hamilton, which is what gives him much better opportunities to have a go at people down into turn 4, because he's just so much closer. He's going to get DRS again. He's around just over 5 tenths behind him, and Hamilton looks like he's got a more of a straight-lined setup on that car, so it probably explains why Jason's able to catch up so much in sector 1 and 3 because of the fast-flowing corners compared to sector 2. Where it's pretty much all straight, apart from Mercedes grandstand turn. Bandstand's a completely different thing.
Well, it is kind of similar, but grandstands are bigger than bandstands. Anyway, we're on lap 24 of 34, 10 more laps to go of this race then. As there was a bit of a slide there from Callum there, so he's lost a bit of time to Jason. Not a lot though, so that was a bit lucky from him so far. And yeah, steerage is pulling away from Hamilton quite a lot here. 3.2 seconds, so he can concentrate on having a clean race possible, and his race win could be his, as they're trying to get a Mercedes 1-2, which is looking possible. Not going to try and jinx it too much here, as Jason could be under threat potentially, but I don't think Jason is challenging due to that penalty, but he's got Cam behind, so he's got to be careful. So, and I don't think we have any other battles going on.
He's going to be able to get pretty close in turn 4, but I don't think it's going to be close enough. But Jason has been pretty good on the brakes. Is he going to go Daniel Ricciardo style? No, he's not. He's going to stay very close to the rear of that Mercedes. Actually, he had to lift off on the exit. I think Hamilton's just doing a bit of a Bottas and trying to hold him off and keep him away, as far away from steerage as he can. But yeah, I think that's why he's sort of not carrying nearly as much momentum as he can through some of the corners. I think he might be doing a bit of tyre saving as well. And these two, they're going to get past Hamilton at some point, surely. Because the DRS race here is so long and DRS is so powerful that you can't not, really. Because of the high downforce on this car, you get more slipstream than you say would the 2013 or 2016 type cars. Because, yeah, it's just so much more drag has been released off the car.
Yeah, as Jason is still around about 3 tenths behind. Oh, it's going to be close going to turn 2. Hamilton, I think Jason backed out of Hamilton now, I think. So yeah, he's got to find a little bit more time.
I think the reason he did that was because he didn't want to give Hamilton another opportunity to get back at him down into turn 4. Hamilton goes in the grass. That's not going to help him at all. He tries to take the outside line too heavily. He's going to go straight up the inside, and if Jason forces him over, he's not going to have an opportunity to get back at him. I don't think he is, because Jason got a great launch off of turn 4, and that's going to be P2 at the moment for the Red Bull, but he has got that penalty. So it's just a question of, can Callum get ahead of Hamilton as well? And at the moment, if Callum gets ahead of Hamilton, he'll be in the position for P2, because from what I've seen, overall, he's been faster, not as consistent as Jason has. Because every now and again, he'll have a bit of a shaky moment where he'll probably lose around half second to 3/4 of a second compared to the Rebel in front. And just see how Jason's already pulling away from that Mercedes, but that Mercedes is very quick on a straight, so I wouldn't be surprised if he actually gets back at the Red Bull in a minute.
Yeah, I think he could catch up to Mercedes and the Red Bull if he can as well. But Jason, that was a very good launch from him, so I'm pretty impressed with how hard he has done and how hard he has worked and stuff. So he is on a comeback, he is on a charge. He's got to find that 3 seconds if he wants to keep P2 or even a podium, because otherwise Callum could be under threat. But Hamilton's still on the back. He's going to get the outside into turn 6 of the hairpin. Oh, it was touching wheels almost. You can't get too close around here. Here comes Callum. He's right behind as well. It's going to get feisty before you know it, as Vanquisher has got a 3-second time penalty that might have cost him a little bit.
Yeah, Jason looking very feisty behind the back of that Mercedes. He didn't like the wheel banging at all, and he's going to get straight back past that Mercedes any time now. Hamilton almost went into the gravel going into the corner before the Sachs curve. That was a very shaky moment, and he just sort of doesn't seem to have nearly as much grip as that McLaren or the Red Bull, because the McLaren is still right there as well. Smasher Sam is going to definitely be there by the end of the race. He's only 4 seconds behind, and we've got 7 laps to go.
7 laps to go of this Grand Prix then, and Jason is running like a hawk at the moment in the sky, but he's doing better, of course, than a hawk. Sorry.
Running like a hawk, yeah? Anyway, Jason's got a DRS again.
God.
He's not got ERS, though. He's pretty much run flat at the moment. Hamilton's not far from flat compared to the McLaren, and the McLaren has absolutely launched one up the inside. He's on the inside of the Red Bull. The Red Bull has to back out a bit. They get reasonably similar launches. I think Red Bull got held up behind the Mercedes. It was just sort of doesn't seem to be nearly as just grippy as either of the two cars behind him. And what those two cars are doing behind him, which is battling, is going to allow him to get away a little bit. And unless Callum G can get past Hamilton anytime soon, Jason's going to be back past him again, because Jason, knowing him, he is not going to be like being passed by 2 cars in a row at all.
No, he didn't like that, and that is going to damage
Vanquisher
as he's out of this race. What a shame from the Haas driver, as he was going to get close enough to get points, but he had a few penalties as well that costed him some time as well. And interestingly enough, with these Hamilton, Callum and Jason battling, that's allowing steerage to pull away by another second, as Jason's going to have another look again on Callum. And I did see where Vanquisher did retire. He
hasn't got any ERS.
Oh no, he's got 2%.
ERS,
Callum G's on 48. So Jason, he's got to save his ERS surely, because otherwise he will probably lose less harvesting and more deploying, as they're going to try and make another move again, Jason. But he doesn't have enough battery. Callum has more battery. That's why he's defending for his life. And he's able to defend for his life, where Jason has to stay right behind. So Callum is in a good position right now for P3, because the top 3 don't have penalties. Jason is. And Jason's still close to Callum and almost touching wheels again. He's got to be careful, because otherwise it could be some more any damage coming soon. We'll have to find out. We've got 4 or 5 laps left to go of this Grand Prix. And I think, yeah, the main battles we are definitely seeing is the top 4. Everyone else is pretty much nowhere to be seen right now. Smasher Sam, though, still in P5, 2.4 seconds behind Jason. And
he's going to have a great run at the end. But then again, he's got a 3-second time penalty, so I think he's going to have P5 for this race, but it's going to be a great comeback from what was last on the grid. So I think we've probably got a driver of the day candidate here. So yeah, he didn't have a go at him there either. I think Callum G's just a lot more conservative on his battery than Jason. Because Jason's running out, he doesn't have a choice of where he sort of has to try and refill. He's just sort of, he runs out halfway down the straight, and that puts him at more of a disadvantage than if he just harvested a bit in the stadium section. And that's what Callum G's doing. That's why he's able to attack so much more efficiently at the Mercedes in front than what Jason was doing before. I mean, Jason did get past. Callum G's just got to have that good run that Jason was having earlier.
Yes, because otherwise that might be game over for him. So this is going to be a very good end to this Grand Prix. A smash of Sam's around about 2 seconds. But the soft tyres don't last very long, so it might be a little bit of hit and miss for Sam, I think. If he, so he needs to try and save them as much as he can. He can't push that much. As we can see him in almost the same camera shot, Jason's still on the back of Callum G. Hamilton's still under threat from Callum G, so it is not over for Hamilton. But knowing Hamilton, he wants that 1-2 in the bag, and he's going to do all he can to try and make sure he's in number 2, and Callum is right behind him. And Jason might have another look. Not quite.
He's still there, but Jason's going to start having to look in his mirror soon because that Force India is not very far behind. He's going to break into the 1 second barrier probably by the end of this lap, almost certainly. By the end of his next couple corners, actually. Hamilton is doing a great job at defending at the moment. That's something I haven't actually said yet, but he's using all his deployment in the right place. We can see that Mercedes hasn't got the best in terms of grip at the moment, and that's why he's not really on par with his teammate. Teammate sort of being allowed to pull away as a result of his battle with the McLaren and the Red Bull, and he's just sort of able to time the DRS, time his overtakes, so he can get back past or just defend into the right position and just keep them behind. So yeah, good job from Hamilton at the moment. Jason gets a 6-second time penalty, well, total of 6 seconds.
That might put Smash at Sam in 4th. Because Smash at Sam's only had 1.
Yeah, at the moment that will.
As long as Sam doesn't get any other penalties, that is. As Jason might have another chance in the D. He's got the DRS, but Callum's got more of a DRS on Hamilton, though. Let's see. Oh, this is going to be tight. It's going to be close. I wonder. I can tell Callum is fighting for this position. Sam is 1.6 seconds behind Jason. Jason really needs to get past Callum if he wants to pull away from Sam. But I don't think it's going to happen at this stage. He probably might have to settle for P5. And he was hoping to get into the podium. So, but at least he's going to get some good points this race anyway. So not all is lost. He's still going to try and climb up the championship.
Yeah, it just seems, I think, another thing that's keeping Hamilton in front, it just seems to be a lot more cooled off than both Callum and Jason. Jason and Callum seem to be fighting the car so much just to stay within DRS range of him. And Hamilton's just keeping everything nice and smooth. He's regulating his DRS. Every now and again he's looking at his mirrors down the straight. I just saw a spark come up there. I'm not too sure what that was from. One of the trays underneath the cars, I would have thought, or would have hoped, because that's where most of them come from. DRS for Callum again. He's not close enough to Hamilton to have a go. He's backed off to minimal ERS. I don't think Jason's going to have a go either. Smash for Sam, is he going to have a go? It's going to be very borderline. He's only going to make up 1 place if he does.
Yeah, it's not going to make much of a difference because the top 3 don't have penalties, whereas Jason does, and he's going to stay at least in 4th place. So, and oh no, it might change.
That's going to change up things.
So it won't be a Mercedes 1-2. That's going to hurt Hamilton a lot here. So unless unless Callum...
Camel. Big up Hamilton, yeah?
Oh, okay. God, he's going to kill me at the end of this stream. Anyway, Callum, unless he doesn't get a penalty, Callum could get P2 and it could ruin the Mercedes 1-2. Oh my God, I've done so many bottles already this stream. I don't want to do any more. It is hard to keep up at times.
1-3. Callum won't feel any need to attack this lap then. All he needs is a DRS to be able to defend from Jason. And I think that's going to be it for the battles on this race. Unless Smasher Sam absolutely launches it up the inside of the Red Bull. He's got fresher and softer tyres on than Jason. And he's broken so much later than the car in front. But I don't think he's got the opportunity to get past. Jason actually got a better launch, surprisingly, than the Force India. So unless Force India does a very creative and hopefully clean move through the last sector, then he's going to have to settle for 4th place because Jason does have that extra time penalty.
Yes, because Jason is up 6 seconds, Sam only 3 seconds worth of penalties there. So Yeah, I wonder how Hamilton must be feeling now. We got a yellow flag in sector 3. Who is that? That is Epics on the final corner.
Epics.
But let's ride
I
on
know
board with
exactly what he's waiting
Steerage.
for.
Steerage is happy
I know
because
exactly
he's
what he's waiting for.
What?
Wait until everybody the line, and then he's going to do some donuts.
Oh, right. So anyway, Steerage came across the line, and he took the win. Callum spoils the Mercedes 1-2 and gets P2, and Hamilton has to sail for P3, and Sam gets 4th place from last on the grid. Pretty stellar stuff from the Force India driver. Jason 5th, Peanut 6th, but Joker's going to come across the line. And Peanut stays 6th. So on his first race, that's a pretty good result for him. Bibbin is in 8th. Edited Form will take 9th, but then Rampage will take the final point. But what a really good result from Steerage. Haven't seen much at all of him this race, because after the pits, he was able to pull away, and quite convincingly, whilst everyone else was battling. So, what more could you ask for really? It is his third, I think it's his third race win in a row, you know. Yeah, it is. It's his third race win in a row. So,
yeah, it is.
And Sam is in 4th. So, again, he closes to Sam quite convincingly, and that's what he needs. So, good job to him as he gets the top step once again, this time in Germany. I think driver of the day has got to be, even though he got that penalty from starting last and Matt it's got to be Sam. He made that charge through the field, and Callum did quite well as well. Oh, it's really tough. I'll probably have to say both of them. They both get drivers of the day, okay? As Callum is starting from 4th and then gained 2 positions. So let's go through the standings. We've got Steerage that takes the win once again, with Callum G in 2nd, Hamilton 3rd, Smasher Sam 4th, Jason 5th, Peanut 6th, Joker 7th, Bibbin 8th, Edited 4 9th, Rampage 10th, Epics 11th, Vanquisher 12th, Ninja Nuke did not finish, and neither did Street Gamer, Freyhard, Blazer Guns, Jack, and unfortunately AJH did not make the start and disconnected. So that wasn't a bad race, but we mainly see battles pretty much towards the end, towards the top 5 really. So didn't see anything else going on for the rest of the field. So we're in Italy next week, so hopefully we can see some more battles then. But we'll try and see if we can get...
always got good battles. Yeah,
I love Italy. It's great. And I will see if we can invite... I'm almost certain I have the 2 Mercedes boys, but I don't think I have Callum because he's never been on the podium. So he's going to be happy with that, I think. Let me just get Steerage. Oh, I don't think I have... Oh, I need to add Hamilton on Xbox, but I always keep forgetting to. Where is he? I'm just trying to find...
I got him. I got them.
Okay, so probably Steerage is probably going to get 2. Steerage is probably going to get 2 invites. But at least he's getting there anyway. I think, yes, everybody is in the party ready to go. So let's start with our winner once again for a 3rd time in a row. Steerage, you must be pretty pleased with that. Another win in Germany, and another win to close up to Sam in the championship. Well done. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, it was a good race from my side. Not the greatest quali, but yeah, sometimes it can't be helped. Teammate did a good job as usual, backing me up this race, because we kind of had a bit of a plan to try and control the race from the front, with obviously Sam being out of position. So obviously I didn't get a great start because Jason kind of bogged down a little bit, so I had to try and go up the inside, but then Callum was there as well, so I sort of caught in the middle and didn't really want to take too many risks, because at this stage I can't really afford to be crashing out. So yeah, it was a pretty tense start, and then yeah, as I say, teammate did a great job helping me along in the first stint, and then yeah, just made the overcut mine really, just kind of made the use of the soft tyres right at the end, and then yeah, as I say, for some reason on this game, the mediums or the hardest tyre seemed to suit me really well, so I just sort of got my head down and got on with it. But yeah, Callum did a great job to get 2nd as well, so well done to him. He drove really well as well, and also my teammate on P3, so that was good. Good for Mercedes to get a double podium as well for the constructors.
After you left into the after you did your pit stop and got that overcut, Was it an easy race for you to try and pull away from the rest of the field, or did you find it hard managing those tyres?
Because obviously I didn't do the undercut, so I pitted at the sort of optimum strategy time in terms of tyre wear. As I say, the softs, like when I pitted, I think we're on about 65%, so I didn't really want to go any more on them. And obviously with the 3 guys behind pitting, I just thought, yeah, now's the time. So yeah, when I came out ahead, obviously the mediums at first are quite hard to get temperature into, but once you do a lap or two, they're fine. And as I say, I was just kind of managing my ERS in the corners, fuel mix in the corners to just try and not get any oversteer, just to protect the rear tyres, because that's the problem around here is the rear left, I think, for most people. So just protecting that and just trying to be consistent, really, which I was happy with. So yeah, it's never an easy race. It probably looked easier than it was, to be honest. But as I say, it's quite intense. So I'm really happy with the P1.
And next week we are in Italy. Is that one of your strongest tracks? Do you think you could possibly get another win under your shoulders, or possibly a podium maybe? What are your expectations going into that race?
Yeah, so Italy's a bit of a complete different kettle of fish really to this one. It's just all straight, so it's about trying to get away with running as little downforce as you can. So I'm sure we'll, especially the ILRT guys, will be practicing this week, and we'll be making sure we're ready for Italy. But yeah, I'll just take it as it comes really. I'll just try and do the best job I can, and try and keep closing on Sam, because it was a big gap, but I'm bringing it down, so I won't give up, and we'll see where it leads.
Yeah, so well done on your another win, and we will go on to our P2 man, his best result of the season, Callum G. What a battles you've had pretty much the whole race there. You kept Jason at bay, and you were doing some great overtakes there, and due to those penalties you got P2. You must be delighted for that result, surely?
Yeah, definitely. It wasn't what I was expecting at all into this race. Qualified, I think, 4th, and I didn't expect to keep up with the kind of front guys, and then kind of lap on lap I could keep up with them. So it kind of just went on from there, and then obviously a bit lucky at the end there with the penalty from Hamilton, I think, to get second.
How was that race for you in terms of battles with those tyres? Because must have been quite difficult trying to get past, try and hold on to Hamilton and Jason quite a lot. Was it tricky in that second stint, do you think?
Both stints really kind of struggling. The left-hand side kind of getting the main brunt of it. It was just, I think the first stint I didn't really pay attention too much. I was kind of too busy caught up and trying to keep up with them. And then at the end, like my tyres for probably a few more laps I'd have been gone. So yeah, I probably did it just a bit right, because it was kind of near kind of at the edge of their limit there at the end.
And you were getting close to Jason towards the end now. What did you know that Jason had that penalty? Did you know you were able to ease off of just a little bit and not challenge for moves quite as much?
Well, I wasn't actually aware of Hamilton getting the penalty. I don't know if it was maybe the last lap or two that he got it. So
No, Jason.
I was, oh, Jason. Oh, yeah, I think he had got a penalty from like the first few laps. So I was aware of him, and then Sam also having penalties. So I was just staying in front of them, and just if they had challenged, I wasn't probably going to put up too much of a fight.
And that must get your positive experience and momentum going into Italy in this race, because that's probably going to push McLaren from the middle of the constructors to near the top. What are your thoughts going into this? Are you changing your expectations now after you got that podium?
Not really. We'll see. I just kind of try and get a bit of consistency, I think, because I've not been too good with finishing this season. So if I can get a few consistent results up the front, then maybe I will.
Well done on your P2 there. Very well deserved. And finally, P3. Another podium for you, Hamilton. Shame to get that penalty at the end, because otherwise it would have been a 1-2. How did your race go from your perspective?
Pretty disastrous, to be honest. It's one of my weakest tracks on the calendar, and what I know about this track is that you cannot get away from anyone. If they are in DRS, they will stick with you until you make a mistake. It's pretty ridiculous, as you could see by all the trains that were formed. I mean, qualifying was pretty bad as well. I mean, well done to Jason getting the pole position, but with practice, I was getting much better times than me and Steerage just bottled it, to be honest. But getting like P1 into turn one was pretty good, but team orders came into it, and I thought the best thing to do was to let Steerage by because he's the one that's going for the championship now. I mean, I'm his wingman, I'm his Bottas, and I'll do everything for him to win the championship because I don't want to force India to win it.
Very, very strategic there. And knowing that you were out of the picture for the win, how did you coach trying to make sure Steerage was still leading the race and holding on to Callum G and Jason potentially for position?
Well, basically, I was just being a brick wall for the others, like just saving out all my ELRS in sector 2 and 3, and then just running rich and overtake. But I'm pretty sure Callum's got a mad setup on because his straight line speed was crazy, and yeah, like as soon as I saw the gap just increase and increase, I knew that Steerage had it in the bag, and I'm quite mad at myself with getting a penalty on the second to last lap. It's just pretty stupid mistakes, to be honest. But well done, Callum, on getting P2 anyway. You deserve it.
And going into Italy, what are your expectations there? Are you going to try and get a Mercedes 1-2, or are you just going to take it as it comes? Because every time we say you're going to get a 1-2, it doesn't happen. So what are we going to do to try and not jinx it?
Well, I might jinx it, but hoping for a 1-2. But yeah, I feel like team orders are going to play a part in this, like especially during qualifying. Like who's going to get slipstream? You already know number one driver's going to get it, and I mean conditions are quite strange at Monza. Like it tends to rain quite a lot, just out of the blue, and me and Steerage I feel are the best in the wet in like this division. So I hope that it rains, and hopefully we can get a 1-2, beat the Force Indias and the constructors, and try and seal that up. And basically just help Steerage win races to try and beat Sam in the championship.
And good luck on the final few races of the season. Well done to all our 3 podium sitters. And any final thoughts, Jack, before we wrap up?
No, not really. It was just a great race. It was a great win from Steerage. It was a great first podium from Callum. It was some great defending from Hamilton as well. The whole race really was freaking bleu.
Thank you so much for watching the stream so far. It has been very good to watch all of you guys battling and get involved in the chat as well. Obviously next week we're in Italy, some great corners overtaking and straights as well, in particular Scari. Just watch out for that. Hopefully not many people will bottle that. But anyway, have a good evening everybody. We will see you on Sunday for ILRs 1, 2 and 3. But for ILR3 ILR3 Xbox, we will see you next Friday at 8 PM for the Italian Grand Prix. Have a good evening everybody, and good night.